Hello and welcome guys to my Twitter space. And I would love to talk about rabbits. I mean, I used to keep rabbits. I kept rabbits for several years. I love rabbits. I think rabbits are healthy for those who eat meat. I'm tempted to allow you to continue and talk about rabbits, but I don't know. There's so many people on the queue.
Anytime I talk about rabbit, people are blown. Are like, are you kidding? Because we sell rabbit urine, we sell rabbit pelts, we sell rabbit everything. Rabbit is like crude oil. From one rabbit, you can make up to 30K. So people are shocked. Why didn't I know all of this? So I'm trying to do a lot of education because it even helps in our market.
Yeah.
People don't know that rabbit is more white than pork.
It is.
And then there are a lot of advantages.
What breeds do you have? What?
I have about 14 breeds.
14.
I have the New Zealand's brown, black, and white. I have the chinchillas. I have the English spotted. Just a lot of them. I have.
Were you able to get your hands on the Flemish giant?
Flemish giant. There was one time. In fact, this is very funny. I heard that one guy had Flemish giant in Kaduna. I traveled all the way and I noticed it wasn't Flemish giant. So there was one time I browsed about it. I wanted Ibadan.
Yeah.
I wanted. We were able to import one to go a long way because Flemish giant is an amazing.
It is.
Rabbit,
I got my hands on Flemish giants many years back. They were look. I'm not kidding you. One fully grown Flemish giant is like, if it was almost the size of a 4-month-old well-fed Rottweiler or Boabo. For those who keep dogs here, you know what I'm talking about. They are amazing.
If they Google it, they will see the size.
The size of a.
Two of you cover 6 feet now. They're very big.
See, the farmer, I went to see the farmer. Do you know what he offered me? The ear, one of the ears of the rabbits. I almost couldn't feel. I was like, yeah, I mean, it was just incredible. So I think there's a lot we can do in that space. But do you have demand for rabbit meat in Jos? Or where do you sell to? I mean, you told me you sell urine, you sell that. Where, all this markets, where are they? Are they around Jos or international? Hello? So guys, this is still the Agribusiness Forum on Twitter space. I'm passionate about agriculture and I love agripreneurs in the country. Let's see what we can do to help one another to get our businesses going. Don't forget what I started with. Please don't go into agriculture if you have not found off-takers or the market for it. And please, as much as possible, learn about the trade or the enterprise you want to go into. Get somebody who is versed in it close to you or understudy for at least 2 seasons. It's very important. Don't waste your investment. TK Imam. TK Imam. You said you wanted to talk. So, yeah.
All right. Good evening, all. My name is Tajuddin.
Beautiful. You're welcome.
I'm a poultry farmer. I'm a poultry farmer and a livestock farmer. I call myself a livestock engineer because I studied mechanical engineering in school and I found myself in the agri space. Basically, I'm into the primary production of livestock and poultry. Right now, what we do basically is we're into egg production, but we're now investing massively or expanding massively into the primary chain of broiler production. Like you said earlier, you do everything in the agri space. Just pick a niche and stick into it. I know of farmers, poultry farmers that want to do layers, they want to do broilers, they want to process their broilers. As I'm talking to you today, Frank, our broiler farm is producing 20,000 broilers every 6 weeks.
Wow.
But because a new off-taker of broilers came into Abuja, they can process 8,000 broilers every day. They cannot find suppliers for live chickens for them. So they approached us because we understand the system. We've been dealing with companies like Amo. We've been dealing with them. So they are coming to us, guy, TFK, now do you have the capacity to produce 5,000 broilers? I said, yes, we have the capacity, but we don't have the funds. They were like, okay, fine, you have the system, you have everything in place. We're going to provide the funds, we're going to provide the input for you. You just give.
Oh, wait. Great guy.
Produced.
Okay, you're back.
So, we've gotten our needs. We started with 300 birds 10 years. And we've grown to this level that companies are willing to stick out their neck and give us the money to grow birds for them. That's one. Two, you're talking about value chains, what people can do to really make money. entrepreneurs willing to come into the agri space, you don't need to come. If you want to be a poultry farmer, you don't need to go to the farm and rear broilers. You don't need to go to the farm and rear layers. The logistic industry in the poultry industry is very, very, very massive. I pay 15 naira per bed per day OG from Ibadan to Abuja. The last time we sent 20,000 birds to Abuja, we spent 240,000 naira, and we give it to these guys, these touts, these road transport workers. That's what we pay. And if your birds gets accident on the way, nobody's going to compensate you. I'm looking for that tech guy, that's entrepreneur that's going to come into the industry, get himself a boss, approach all these companies and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to transport your birds for you, and I'm going to insure those birds. Your birds get to the farmer safely. Those are value chains that we could key into.
Okay, TK, slow down. Slow down, TK. I know you're excited. I'm excited too. We're all excited. First of all, congratulations on your new deal with the processing company. I believe your farm is based in Abuja, right?
Yes, it is.
So I'm happy to hear that. You started about 10 years ago with 300 birds, and now you're producing about 20,000 birds every 6 weeks. Am I right?
Yes.
Beautiful. So you are an employer of labor. You are generating income. That means business is good. I mean, it might not be like that for everyone or every part of the country, but in your particular case, business is good in Abuja because a particular off-taker came with the capacity to process 8,000 birds a day. Am I right?
Don't forget, we started 10 years ago, and we've been struggling.
I know, I get you, but you grew over the years. You grew, and I mean, growth is beautiful. Growth is beautiful. So now, this is the reason why we're having this space is because I'm a farmer. By all intents and purposes, I also consult. So I know it's challenging. A lot of people have tried this same poultry, broilers, and they failed. I mean, I did my broiler production in Kogi State in Osara, and we had our peculiarities. I mean, business was good. It wasn't that business wasn't good, but people have tried it and people have failed. Diseases come because their management practices were poor, or sanitation was poor, or the day old chicks they got, the sauce was bad. But I want to clarify two things very quickly. You said you paid as much as 15 naira per bird to transport from Ibadan to Abuja. How come you are buying your DOC from Ibadan? Are you telling me there are no broiler breeder farms?
We have just one breeder farm in the entire northern region, and that's Olam's.
What?
The entire northern region is based in Kaduna, and all thanks to El-Rufai. El-Rufai gave them, I think, maybe tax-free of 10 years or so, and that's why they were able to set up a breeder farm in Ibadan. And their broilers is one of the best in this country.
No kidding. Okay, so...
500.
Oh, wow, yeah, those are nice. So wait, sometimes you have to try, or maybe often, you have to transport your DOC from Ibadan all the way to Abuja. Now, you said something that got my attention. You said... sometimes you spend as much as 240,000 naira on the NURTW process, the logistics of bringing them in.
No. What I said, the last bird we transported was 20,000, and we actually paid 240,000 naira to transport it. So, and we had to go and we had to use the NURTW guys because we don't have.
Talk to me now.
Agribusiness young minds. It is the guys that drive the downfalls, that drives the cars. That you have to go and get their cars, and they would remove their seats and put in the chicks.
Oh.
They would stack your chickens.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you have a lot of mortalities. By the time the birds comes to the farm, they are stressed up. And if you have issues with the way they transport your birds, there's nobody to complain to. They didn't insure your birds. The company there will tell you that they sold the birds to you at the factory gate. Anything that has to do with transportation is on your neck. So I was like, why can't somebody just key into this chain?
Agro logistics, right?
Yes. What Olam does is this. Olam gets these aircon vehicles,
yeah,
and that's what they use to transport their birds from Kaduna to Abuja. So we really have issues with Olams when it comes to transportation and logistics because they handle it themselves. But the entire Southwest, because the breeder farms are so much, so they outsource the logistics to these NURTW guys.
Oh,
so
I get what you mean.
This is a value chain that guys can key into.
So my question is this: do you think there are enough farmers like you in Abuja?
Yes.
For example, I mean, from my experience living in the north and breeding or farming in the north, the little experience, the little period I was in the north or middle belt, let me say. At least I was close to Abuja. Kogi is close to Abuja. So I would say, I mean, they have a lot of big, beautiful farms in the north. I mean, from Abuja upward. I'm not going to mention names, but back in the day, we had big, beautiful, powerful farms there that we used to look up to. So my question is this: do you have enough? Do you think there will be enough demand if somebody listening to us now decides to go, maybe like a tech bro, decides to become a farm bro and go into the logistics and insurance of delivering your chicks to you in as best a situation as possible to reduce your mortality? I don't know what percentage mortality you currently have because of transportation. Can you put a figure to it?
I lose up to 1%.
Up to 1%. Okay, that's still.
Maybe it's also unfortunate that on Twitter space you can't share videos. The last time I had a problem with the NUITW guys. When they brought my birds, the entire region, the entire parking lot where they offered my birds was filled with my day-old chickens.
What?
Why? Because they were badly packed. So by the time we're dropping each and every carton, the cartons will just open up. So we have to now go out and go and source for empty cartons and buy empty cartons and put those chicks inside. That's what we go through. And you going back to your question, asking if there's a lot of demand. I'm just a small farmer, and I'm doing 20,000 minimum in every 6 weeks. Do you know we have farms in this region that does 500,000 birds? 500,000 laying birds.
What?
Premium farms.
Oh, laying birds.
500,000 laying birds.
Wow, that's
Evergreen
huge.
farms. 200,000 laying birds.
That's
I
huge.
could go on and on and on and on. And just one supplier takes like two bus feed loads of birds every Tuesdays. Just one supplier here in Abuja region, Eleko. She takes two bus feed loads, and two bus feed loads is 10,000 on the average for a bus feed load. That's 20,000, and you have them like that.
Wow.
It's as simple. Approach the company. This is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we do. It's a win-win situation. This guy charges 20 naira per bird. I'm going to charge the same 20 naira per bird, but I'm going to give you guys a rebate of 2 naira per bird. 3 naira per bird goes for insurance, and I take 15 naira per bird. I can tell you categorically that they are going to dump those guys.
Wait, this is the second time you're mentioning insurance. TK, do you think, have you ever approached any insurance company as per insuring birds or insuring your farm or anything like that? Because this is one part of agriculture.
I do transit insurance.
You do what?
Transit insurance.
Okay, but do you insure the farm?
I do. Yes, I do that. I do
Okay.
insure my farm.
Okay, that's good to know. Because before now, it used to be, the story used to be that insurance companies were not willing to insure because they said agriculture was high risk, blah, 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 blah. So is that still a problem in poultry farming? Because I know poultry farming is one of the most...
It's not a problem because each and every how do I put it? There's always a premium attached to every insurance you want to do. I'm going to use your vehicle for example. You want to do a third-party insurance, they're going to charge you 5,000 for a private car, 7,500 for a commercial vehicle. You're doing what you call the comprehensive insurance. They're going to charge you the value of your car, 5%, 2.5 to 5% the value of your car. So for poultry, high risk, there's a premium attached to it. If I'm insuring with Naik, I'm being charged. Naik has a standard. They're going to value your birds at say probably 1.5 per bird, and they're going to say, okay, you know what? If we're going to insure your birds for you, we're going to insure at 2.5% for per bird. Then if you're including avian influenza AI, we're going to insure your birds at 5%. Okay. Now you see that with avian influenza, the risk is higher, so the premium is higher.
Okay. But if you know you're going to make, if you know your return on investment is secure, then you'll be fine with it.
Yes, the last time we like I said again, we do ruminant fattening, cow fattening, ram fattening. The last time we brought in rams from Sokoto down to our farm here in Abuja, we transported close to 100 rams, and did transit insurance. We lost just three, and insurance paid for it.
Wow. How much? What was the premium on each animal?
It was very ridiculous. I think it was around 100,000 for a goods worth 10 million naira.
Wow, that's decent. That's decent.
Very ridiculous.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because most times nothing happens. No, most times the truth is most times just insurance company make money because nothing really happens on the way. But you just need to ensure. You just need to be careful so that if something happens, they will pay you. And if you've been insuring regularly and you've not been asking for claim ridiculously, the day you come for claim, they're going to pay you.
Okay, brilliant, brilliant. I mean, I wish we can go on and on and on, but TK, let's talk. Let's talk more in the DM. So people are beginning to say we should have these Twitter Spaces like every week. I don't know if every week it will work. I don't know if every month is more ideal or fortnightly. I don't know, but I'm going to think about it and look at the logistics. But this is beautiful. Thank you guys for coming on. Every person that has been listening in, I appreciate it. You guys are burning data, but I hope you're learning. TK, thank you for sharing your insights. So, apart from poultry, you do ram fattening. You have a feedlot where you fatten. Do you do large ruminants too, like cattle?
Yes, we do large ruminants. Of recent, now we intend to start doing F1s. Strictly F1s. That's our target market because there's a huge market for F1. F1s means first generation.
Yeah.
So what we do for cattle right now is we try to get in Nigeria we have a lot of cattle breeds, but the best breed for milk and for meat is the Pocolos. That's the hornless cattle.
Yeah.
So what we do is we try to do artificial insemination.
Yeah.
We cross them with Brahma, with Limousine, with Simmental. I am not a fan of milk. I'm a fan of meat. So that's my target market. So that's why I'm doing Brahma, Simmental, and Limousine. Some people do Frisian.
Yeah.
If you still cross your buffalo with Frisian, you still get a whole lot of milk. I know of a farm that has an F1. You know, a typical Fulani gives you 7 liters and 10 liters, but a 100% Frisian gives up to 50 liters if it's in the right condition.
Yeah. Or let's say an average of 25 liters for our part. Let's say realistically.
But an F1 can actually give you 15 liters. So I know of a farm in Kaduna. What he spends is 700 a day to feed his cattle, and it gets close to between 15 and 18 liters daily. So if you do the maths, you spend 700 and you make 15 liters daily. Let's even be very conservative and say you sell your milk for 200 per liter. That's 3,000 daily. You make.
You are tempting me to go into. Yeah, TK, you're tempting me to go into a conversation I really don't want to go into as per dairy farms. There was this CBN a while back came up with a policy to ban to restrict forex from people importing dairy products, and they said they wanted us to develop the local dairy industry. Well, to the best of my knowledge, the only 3 countries that have anything close to any dairy industry in Africa are Ethiopia, Kenya, and South Africa. And even then, the dairy industry is, it's not like it's amazing like the Dutch or the Germans or the Americans or the British. And I believe that, we can concentrate more on meat production. I mean, I work a bit with the Frisian. I work with the Frisian and the Brahman cattle in my time. I understand you said you rather do beef cattle than dairy cattle. It makes sense. You already know your market. That's all about knowing your market. Nigerians principally don't consume milk in fresh form. We don't. So we consume powdered milk. That is why people import powdered milk. So if I were a policymaker in the country, and this is where I think realistically we need data. We need data analysts to be on the field. We need guys that can, I'm tempted to say code. I'm trying to force tech bros and farm bros together in a teamship. But we need to get our data and statistics right in agriculture. If we consume, for the most part, we consume powdered milk, why are we stressing about forcing a dairy industry that nobody consumes fresh milk from? Yeah, because first of all, you're going to need a cold chain. Already, Jerry in Jos is struggling with having a logistics system to transport fresh strawberries from Jos down to a place like Port Harcourt. Logistics and temperature during logistics is a challenge. You, TK, you are complaining about heat stress for your DOC from Ibadan to Abuja. You need cool vans to transport animals. So if we are looking at all those things, where is the cold chain that we're going to use to transport milk from Sokoto, Nasarawa, Kebbi, Abuja, from the Fulani herdsmen down to, I don't know, a place like Lagos? It doesn't have to be Lagos, maybe Abuja, but from the bush. Where is the cold chain? I mean, unless we want to, I mean, it's going to cost us a lot now. So me personally, I feel we should have just concentrated more on the beef variety, on the beef cattle, and then take it off from there. But in one word, TK, is it lucrative to go into feedlot? In case of those people listening to me who are not agri experts, or are enthusiasts, or you want to go into farming, feedlot is when you buy small animals or mature animals that are not very good. They're not very fat, yeah, they're not very big. You buy them from wherever, and then you bring them to your farm, take care of them in their health and their feeding, and when they're big and nice looking enough, you sell them. So you're fattening them. I'm trying to avoid the word fattening because of the things about,
Is there a word greater than 100% profitable?
Wait. See, TK, let me follow you. I don't think I'm following you yet. I need to follow you straight away. We need to talk in the DM. See, I've had people come to me and say, how profitable is a feedlot or a fattening program for cattle, for ram, for goats? I've done goats and ram before. Cattle, I have seen it before, but again, it was not in the south. Again, this is about logistics and business plan. You want to take your cattle from up north, these animals sometimes come from as far as Niger, they come from as far as Chad, they come from as far as Burkina Faso, am I right? And then
yes,
you bring them down to the middle belt, you fatten them, so you have markets in Abuja, because disposable income, again, this is all about you are following the money, to borrow someone else's term. And then Lagos, the largest economy in Nigeria, in a state where you want to transport them to. So if you can get those animals, especially in off-season, when they're not very fat, bring them into a holding, like a paddock or a pasture or a farm enclosure, treat them if they have any disease, feed them very well, and when they are big enough, you sell them. If you can do that at a profit margin that is decent, I think a lot of people want to go into it. Now, because you're in Abuja, you might not be able to answer the question for Lagos, because I have a lot of friends.
I can, because
okay,
I always look at
in 1 minute.
On Southwest. Yeah, quick one. I always look at people in Lagos on Southwest that they are actually not really tapping into this, into the dairy or into this livestock industry more. They focus more on poultry. Napier grass grows in the rainforest, in the typical rainforest, and that's one of the best meal for cattle. Napier grass. I have to go and start renting farmland at the waterlogged farmland to plant my napier grasses, fancy ground to plant it. But it grows anywhere in Lagos and Southwest and South. So why are they not tapping into that?
Okay, what's your thoughts? I mean, I don't want to. TK, you're forcing me into areas I didn't plan to go into. But since you're putting your hand in my mouth now, I will talk. So again, when it comes to feedlots or fattening cattle or sheep or ram or goat, I mean, I have my own personal discoveries. I've done some experiments. Like I said, I'm a geneticist, and I did experiments, and I do informal experiments too on my farm back in the day. So I have my own recipe for fattening ruminants on my farm. But this is the thing. Can you effectively fatten your ruminants, especially large ruminants, on grass alone? You need some sort of concentrate, and you're beginning.
No, sir. No. It's concentrates. Of course. Even the concentrate. But the thing is this. Here's the trick. There is this concentrate I use. This concentrate I use for fattening. Sorry, let's not use the word fattening. So probably. So let me. People, when you say fattening, they're like, what do you mean by fattening? Are you trying to fatten up? No. So there's this concentrate I use, and even that the concentrate comes from France.
Oh,
They're
wow.
going to tell you that do not feed more than 5% of this concentrate, and make sure your ruminant has fed on roughages before they feed on the concentrate. And I'm going to tell you a practical experience. I got a new manager for the ruminant farm, and he didn't know. I didn't put him through. He's very good at poultry. So I told him, go and check those cattle. The next thing the guy did was he filled up the concentrate and just poured it for the animals early in the morning without those guys feeding on roughages first. And he called me and said, "Okay, those cattle, they have diarrhea." I was like, What happened? Ma'am, I drove to the farm. And lo and behold, the cattle were actually having diarrhea because they've not been fed on refuges before they went on the concentrates.
That's what happens, yeah.
So even if you say, okay, you concentrate, you must feed on refuges. And that's why I specifically mentioned Napier grass, because it's one of the refuges that is most in the southwest.
So we are going to have... Yeah, go on. Finish that sentence.
Okay, what I do basically here in the north is this. I have more than one facility.
Okay.
For the ruminants. So, and I put boys out there immediately after the harvest season. They go out there, go and buy the beef chaff, buy the dower chaff, go and clear the entire beans farm and the dower farms of farmers. Right now, we have stock of refuges that will take us throughout the entire rainy season.
Nice.
For all our cattle. And when you look at it, when we bought it, we bought it very cheap. Right now, the price has doubled. And I can tell you categorically that by the time the race starts, the price is going to quadruple.
Okay. Now that you talk about price, you just pushed me into an area that a lot of people have been talking about. And I was hoping somebody will bring it up first. What's the biggest challenge for your broiler farm, broiler enterprise right now? And your laying birds, if you have laying birds. What's the biggest challenge you have?
Okay, now, initially, our strength used to be in layers. Okay. But recent, we had to just downsize our layers farm and move strictly into broiler farm. Now, the reason is this. In laying birds, on the layers farm, we have little or no control power on the price of eggs. When we were buying feed for 2,500 naira, I was selling my eggs then for 800, 850. Now I'm buying feed for 6,300 naira. I can barely sell my egg for 1,550. The price of feed has gone to 2.5, and the price of eggs is barely climbing up to ×2.
So are you saying, so the elasticity of price for eggs is not like that of the feed? Meaning what that simply means is the rate at which the price of feed is increasing, egg has refused to increase along with it. So somebody has to bear the loss, and it usually is the poultry farmer. Why is feed increasing? I mean, rhetorical question, but let people...
That's a good question, and in fact, that's a very, very good question. The raw material, 70% of poultry feed is what?
Maize, yeah, maize.
20%, 20 to 25% has to 20% of 25% has to do with protein. That's your GNC or your
soybean, yeah.
Then the 5% now has to come with your what you call it? What's this English? Your wheat offal. What's the generic name of this? Your wheat offal and your so that's the 5%, and your
fiber. You mean now, fiber?
Fiber. Thank you. Fiber. The fiber. Your 5%, between 5 to 7%, 5 to 10%. Now it's fiber. Now when you look at the 70%, which is maize, or 60%, which is maize, 20 to 30%, which is the protein.
Yeah.
Those grains are being exported out of this country.
Slow down.
Which is a crime, even in advanced countries. In advanced countries, we have regions just like the export-free zone in this country. We have zones where that's the only place you could export your grains, and those grains are GMOs that they can export. You can't export grains without getting licenses, without getting authority.
Wait, TK, slow down. Are you telling me people are exporting maize from Nigeria? Are you telling me? Is that what you're saying?
People export maize and people export raw soya because of the value of our naira.
Wait, TK. TK, calm down. Let's not make claims that we can't substantiate.
Let me give you an example. A typical example. I was milling my feed before I stopped milling. We have a soya bean mill company very close to my farm. It's called Falke. Falke has run out of business. Why? Because they can't find soya beans to process.
What?
And when you ask them, they will tell you that because people just what people do. In fact, what people do right now is they go to farms and buy the soyas and take it on board the ship and get paid in dollars.
What ship? What ship are you talking about? From Lagos ports?
They export. Yes.
Is that legal? I mean, so
Russia.
wait. Let me do a quick check of the Nigerian National Bureau of Statistics. I've gone through what we import and export several times on the website of National Bureau of Statistics in Nigeria. I always check the website out and I download the data and check things for myself. I'm not sure maize is part of what they account for that we export to. I'm not sure. I might be wrong. If there's anybody, are you saying we export maize from the ports in
Can I ask you
Nigeria?
a question?
Please go ahead.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What is the statistics of imported tramadol or imported guns into this country?
I mean, we are poor on data. That's going to be, we are poor on
That's
data.
what I'm saying. What I'm saying, because it is illegal for you to import tramadol. It is illegal for you to import guns and all the ammunitions, but it still passes through our ports because of corruption.
Wow. So wait.